Where's my lighter? Okay. Now let's go to Reddit. Is the Wi-Fi not working? Chat, what the heck? Okay, I'm gonna do the intro while the internet loads. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today, I want to go on tripod. Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reading Am I the Butthole stories once again. This is going to be like my 5th time. If you don't know what an Am I the Butthole story is, it's basically these like stories on Reddit and people type am I the a-hole for this, and basically I call it am I the butthole. But yeah, it's just different things. So get a drink. I have a Sprite, nice crisp Sprite. I love me some battery acid. Okay, so the Wi-Fi is taking a while to connect. I don't know what is going on. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we got one for 6 hours ago. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Am I the butt for quietly leaving a group plan after being left out of the conversation? I'm still not sure if I handled this the right way, so I'm here for an outside perspective. Last weekend, a small group of friends, 5 of us total, made plans to meet up for dinner and then walk around a local street fair. The plan itself was casual, but it was something we'd all agreed on earlier in the week. I cleared my evening for it. The day of, we were coordinating through a group chat. I messaged asking what time we were meeting and where exactly. No one responded. About 15 minutes later, I saw 2 people in the chat sending memes to each other. So I figured they'd see my message and would answer soon. They didn't. I sent a follow-up about 20 minutes later, asking if plans had changed. Still nothing. At that point, I assumed maybe everyone was already together and just forgot to loop me in. But I didn't want to jump to conclusions. I went ahead and drove to the general area. We talked about thinking I'd figure it out when I got there. I parked, walked around for a bit, and kept checking my phone. Eventually, I saw on social media that 2 of them were already at a restaurant nearby. I didn't want to cause a scene. My glasses are disgusting. Oh my god. Hey guys, I'm gonna look over here and read them because it'll be a little bit bigger. Okay. Kept checking my phone. Eventually I saw on social media that 2 of them were at a restaurant nearby. I didn't want to cause a scene or make things awkward, so instead of confronting anyone, I just went home. I didn't announce that I was leaving or send a passive-aggressive message. Figured it was better to cool off and talk about it later. The next morning, one of my friends messaged asking why I ghosted the plan, said it was rude to disappear without saying anything. I explained that I had asked multiple times for details, didn't get responses, and didn't feel comfortable showing up uninvited once it seemed like they had already started without me. They said I should have spoken up more directly, and leaving without saying anything made it look like I didn't care. I said it felt like I had already been sidelined and I didn't want to beg for attention. Now the group feels a little tense. Some friends think I overreacted and should have just walked up to them anyways, while others say it's reasonable not to chase people who aren't responding. I didn't intend to punish anyone. I just didn't want to force myself into a situation where I clearly wasn't included. Am I the butt for leaving quietly instead of pushing my way into the plan? No, I think that's fine. You think, okay, I wasn't invited. Like, I see them without me. They're not responding. Just don't go. I think that's great. That's good for you. Okay, 8 minutes ago. Okay, my fiance, 23 male, and I, 23 female. I'm getting married in 2027 and we are super excited. I plan on asking my fiance's sister, 31 female, to be my maid of honor. My fiance and I have a pretty strict budget and don't want to spend too much. I don't mind the thought of a bridal party, and if I were to go that route, I'd only have 3. Sister-in-law, best friend A, and best friend B. Apart from budget, my fiance does not have many individuals he would want to have as his groomsmen, so he is picking a cousin to be his best man. To me, even if I were to go to the bridesmaids route, the ratio wouldn't make sense, because I'd have 3 and my fiance would have 1. 3 bridesmaids to 1 groomsman. Oh, I didn't even read the title. Am I the butt for having my 24 female, soon-to-be sister-in-law, 31F, as my maid of honor instead of my childhood best friends? The issue I have is I feel like my best friends were a bit disappointed they wouldn't be bridesmaids. I've known them since I was 9 and we grew up together. I'd honestly love them to be part of my wedding, but I don't know, even if I were to pick one of them instead of my sister-in-law, one of them is bound to feel disappointed that they weren't my maid of honor. I don't want to hurt people I love, but I also don't want to make my fiance feel awkward by only having 1 cousin on his side. In terms of the wedding party, am I the butt for only choosing my fiance's sister as my maid of honor rather than one of my childhood best friends? Honestly, no, I think you made a good decision, because having like the 2 best friends, they'd argue and like it would start a whole thing. Okay. Am I the butt for not getting my boyfriend's family Christmas gifts after they split the bill at his college graduation dinner? Okay, my candle smells really strong, so we're just gonna put it out real quick right here. Hack, just put the lid on your candle and it'll turn off. Oh, the lid is hot. Okay. My boyfriend and I have been together for almost 6 years. His parents are the most financially unstable individuals I've ever met. They live so out of their means, it's sickening. Last week, my boyfriend graduated from college. My family traveled 6 hours to be there, and I told my boyfriend in advance that his parents should expect to pay for his entire graduation dinner. The topic of how expensive his dinner got brought up countless times. My boyfriend felt so bad, he ended up picking a wing spot for dinner. His parents still asked to split the bill at this dinner. Mind you, my graduation dinner was $500, and my parents would have never made anyone else pay a portion of this. The total amount for my family's portion of his graduation was $56. I was outraged. Fast forward 1 week later, and his family's at T-Mobile upgrading to the latest iPhone. The out-of-pocket cost today is almost $400, and they have no problem adding that to their debt. That was my final straw. I told my boyfriend I would not be giving his family any Christmas gifts because of this. I don't think it was fair to ask my family to pay for anything during his graduation celebration. I consider this extremely rude. Am I wrong? ETA? My boyfriend's parents invited us to the dinner. I did not say they should pay for every meal. I pulled them aside and told them they should expect to pay for the one meal they invited us all to. Since they invited us and we had paid for many other expenses to be there, they paid for the friends he invited to this dinner. They just did not pay for my family. My family has no problem paying for anything. They love my boyfriend and want to support him. They do not expect anyone to pay for anything. I just thought it was rude and disheartening for his family to not plan their spending accordingly. So if they invited you, then they should be paying for the food. But if you just kind of came because it's your boyfriend, sorry, this Sprite, I think it's right that you pay for your own. But she is not the butt for that. Okay. Oh, this one's a short one. My brother, 41 male, regularly asks me for money. I lend it a lot. Bills, shortfalls, tight months, you name it. I don't want to be a begrudger, and I love my nieces. But I'm struggling with the idea that I might be subsiding something that's draining money they don't have while he's working insane hours and still coming up short. I asked a separate question trying to understand the actual costs involved here. So this is the next. What the? That is too long. No. We're not getting into that. We're not getting into that. That's too much. Thank you so much. Okay, this is going to be our last one. Am I the butt for scrapping my friend's work on our project without consulting him? My friend and I were taking a writing class, and our final assignment was to write the book for a play. I showed him a concept that I've been wanting to get done for at least 5 years, but never got around to writing it, and we decided that this would be our story. Next thing you know, we were drowning in responsibilities and ended up not being able to sit down and actually write it for most of the semester. We finally reunited last week and wrote the first half in one sitting. We shared the writing duties, and I revised and edited some of his writing under his analysis. The problem came with the second half. I spent the whole week working on other projects, although we agreed to get back to it on the day before the deadline. I could not make it, so he woke up earlier on the last day and finished the script by himself. He spent his whole commute to class doing that. I planned on doing the same thing, but when I was on my way to class, he told me he'd already finished it. I went to read it, and it was bad. Like, really bad. Plot holes, typos, grammatical errors, cliche tropes, unfunny one-liners, unnecessary twists, nonsensical ending. Overall, a hard read. I appreciate his effort, but knowing his work as of recently, his writing is just not it. I know that's subjective, but I actually work as a writer and a proofreader. And let's just say I would send this back with so many notes. That made me nervous for many reasons. To start, I hold my work to a certain standard, and I would not feel comfortable turning in that script with my name on it, especially because our script would be read aloud in front of the whole class. If I had time, I like to believe that I would talked over it with him. We could have edited together, but since I was an hour away from class, I decided to revise and edit the whole thing myself. In that process, I scrapped the whole ending he had written. When I arrived, told him right away I changed the ending. He went to read it and whispered to me, "So you threw away everything I wrote," and right away proceeded to read my version to the class. We received a lot of praise from both the professor and our classmate, so I felt just a bit justified. Even then, I could obviously understand why he would feel upset. I would too. I apologized to him after class, and he said it was okay and acted accordingly. We spent the rest of the day together, and although he joked about me scrapping his ending to anyone who would listen, we had fun. He was as loving as he always is, and we had a great time. Still, I feel like I effed him over, even though the academical result was great for both of us. So am I the butt? I mean, no. If y'all got a better grade on it, then if y'all got a better grade than you did than you would have, then I think it's great that you did that. And I think he should accept the fact that he just didn't do very good. So, yeah. All right. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna go watch Ariana Grande's SNL episode now. And with that being said, I love you guys, and Stacey too.